So the front of your mat today, we're using the back, but the front. As always, we stand with our feet sitting underneath our hips and our knees. I want you to close your eyes and just get a sense of whether you feel your weight's more to the right or more to the left. And that usually indicates kind of where we have a slightly elevated pelvis, one side, which obviously lengthens through the leg. And then if you feel you're swaying into one side, then take your body weight very softly over to the other side. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone under. And then inhale, dip your chin down and drop your chin to your chest and just hold there for a little stretch down the back of the neck. Drop your shoulders down and push your fingertips towards the floor. And then as we inhale a little bit more, begin to roll down, bend the knees a little bit more, suck the belly in tight to create that curve through the spine and let your body fall to the floor. I want you to bend your knees enough to reach your hands to the ground and take them forward slightly and lean into your hands. Push your weight into your heels, bend and extend one side at a time. So when I extend my right leg, I push my hips to the right, and when I bend my left leg, extend my left leg, sorry, I push my hips to the left. Just feel those hamstrings waking up, allow that hip movement. Mobilization, massively important before we do anything. Keep those feet parallel, spread those toes. Come to center, bend the knees, extend the legs together. Bend the knees, extend the legs together. A little bit more movement this time. Just keep that weight into your fingers. 5 more, inhale, exhale. Last 2. Last one, hold the stretch. See if you can walk your fingers in a little bit more. If you need to bend your knees, do so. Dip your head and chest down towards those thighs. If you can take hold of the outside edges of your ankles or calves, then use your arms to drive yourself in. If you're flexible, you'll be able to wrap your forearms around the backs of the calves. So you take your arms around, grab hold of the ankles, and then lengthen out through the spine, dive your head and chest down towards those thighs. Push your bottom high, straighten your knees. 2 more breaths. And then release the hands to the floor. Take your right leg back behind you. Sink down into the hips. Come onto your fingertips, lift and lengthen your spine as you push your bottom down. So have a look at your foot, try and keep the foot underneath your knee. Bit loud and noisy out there. Yeah. Lengthen out your back knee. Inhale, lengthen out through that leg. Dip your head and chest down towards the thigh. Bring your hands a few inches back underneath you. And then inhale onto the fingertips. Lift and lengthen your spine. Take a breath. Then lengthen out through that front leg, head and chest down, stretching the hamstring. Push that left hip away. And then dip down, lengthen out through the spine, lift the chest, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. One more time, lift up. Melt down. Drop down into that left leg as much as you can. And then one more time, lift and lengthen the spine. Stay here, come up onto your thigh. Hands to the thigh, lift the chest, squeeze the belly, and try and lengthen out through that back as much as you can. If you can, lift the arms. Create a straight line running from the fingertips down to the back of the heel. Or stay here, or stay here. Hold it for 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, hold. Slide that back foot in a few inches and then push that front leg into extension, making a triangular position through the body, through the legs, and then melt your head and chest down again. So try and keep pushing back your left hip and pulling your right hip forward, squaring off your hips, and just breathe. Melt down a little bit more. Take 1 more breath. Then bend the knee. Walk around to the lengthways of your mat. So I'm going to have my bottom towards you. But unfortunately, we've got a mirror, so. Okay, spread your feet a little bit wider, parallel your feet, come up onto your fingertips and lengthen out through the spine. Get a tabletop position through the body.
So really pull your shoulders back, lengthen out, push those knees into extension, your weight a little bit further forward into your toes. And then melt down.
So lower your head and chest down, soften the spine, push the backs of the knees away, straighten those legs as much as possible, and feel your weight going into the outer edges of your feet, and you're going to stretch through the ankles. It's really nice kind of way to open out those tendons. Relax your shoulders, sink lower. Try to push your weight back into your heels and straighten those knees. That's it. Take another deep breath here. And then you walk up with your fingertips, lengthen that spine, shoulders back, chest forward. Heel toe your feet in a couple of times. And then bring your hands onto your waistline. Pull your spine into extension and come up in one piece. Turn your feet back to the front of your mats. And drop down into a lunge. So we're just going to stay in the sunken lunge. Ideally, your knees hovering off the ground. We're going to press pulse. Weight into that front heel. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chest. Keep going, get deeper, now more movement. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Inhale, exhale, go a little bit deeper, push that weight to that front heel. Hold it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, slide that left leg back, join your right leg, plank. Lovely straight line through the body. We're going to tap right foot and left foot out to the side. So we want to keep those hips dead still. So all you're doing is abducting through the hip, taking that toe tap. My hip bones don't move at all. Option, structure your knees, you need a little bit of a lower option. And if you do, tap one foot out, pull it back in, tap one foot out, put it back in. And breathe. Let's do this, come on. Get a little bit wider if you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down to elbow, stay in your plank. Hips down, hold. And again, your options to drop to your knees if you wish. Hold it. Let's pulse the hips up and down. Come on, work it. Squeeze through the belly. Breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pause. Now, carefully bring ourselves down to the floor. Fingertips aside the head. Feet wide. Take a breath in. Raise your upper body up. Open your arms wide. Squeeze up through your shoulder blades. Then return the hands back and lower everything down. So we lift up for 1. We open out for 2. We squeeze up for 3. Return the fingers to 4 and lower down for 5. Now, if this feels too much, your option, keep your hands on the floor, lift up here, maybe do a little squeeze back there, return the hands to the floor and drop it back down. So that's if your back's feeling a bit vulnerable, take it down a notch. Otherwise, big lift, big open, big squeeze. 4 more of these. So when you lift your hands to the sky, make sure your arms don't drift back here. This is about lifting up and away from the ground. So on that last one, you're going to pick up, you're going to open, you're going to squeeze up, you're going to pause, and we're going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Pull those shoulder blades together. Big, big movements. Lift the chest higher. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Take your head to one side, take a little wriggle on the hips.
Turn your feet out. Okay, so we're aiming to do a Charlie Chaplin position through the feet. My legs just don't like this.
No.
They're not designed to do this. Some people find this an absolute happy place to be, whereas this is a miserable place for my feet to be. So we're going to just lift up, legs stay as straight as possible. And all we're going to do is squeeze the heels together, keep the toes pulled up, so your dorsiflex in the feet, open it back out, and then tapping it down. So my feet naturally turn in. So this is completely unnatural for my body to do this. Now, it can be quite strong on the back. So if there's any pressure on the back, take your feet more into a parallel position. And it actually, just by changing your hip positioning, just takes a bit of pressure off the lower back. If that's still too much for you, just lift, do one leg at a time, squeeze into the middle, back out and down. So you're just doing an individual leg. If you're going to do individual legs, try and do it in that dorsiflex foot with your toe turned out. So whichever one you are doing, we're going to do 8 more. Squeeze those thighs together. Three more. Last one. Open and release. Turn your head the other way, take a little wriggle. Hands slide to sides of the shoulders. Carefully push yourself up onto your hands and knees. Take a little curve. And then bring yourself to neutral spine. Take your right leg out behind you. Let's take the left leg out behind. No, right leg out behind. Left arm forward. Find your balance. Tuck the toes under if you need a bit of balance. And all we're going to do is curve in. Lengthen away. Reach long, squeeze under. Five more. Three more. Right, one more. Big pull in. Reach away, hold that reach, pulse. So squeeze the butt, mobilize the shoulder, abs on tight. Really reach. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the hand down, drop the knee down. Triceps, tricep push-ups. So you can take that same leg up behind you if you wish, or you can keep the knees on the floor. So if you take the leg up, as you drop forward into a tricep dip, you're just going to feel your weight falling a little bit further over into the opposite side. So we're going to inhale, exhale up. You want to have the weight equal, knees down, and just go equally down. So triceps, bottom stays up high in the air, follows the shoulders, and then you press back up. If you want further, you can come forward into more of a half plank, keep the technique, elbows in, exhale up. If we're doing one leg, so do it there. 4 more. Squeeze those elbows in. You need to be brushing them into the rib cage. I want you to feel them pointing into your waistline as you drop down. Last 2. Last one. And come up, drop the knees, roll it up. Right, your left leg, take it out to the side and turn the toes out. Bring your hips around, square off at the front. It's quite difficult to do. Your left hand's going to slide down the thigh. Go as far as your side bend allows you to. Rest your hand there and raise the right arm up and over into side bend. So we're pushing down into the right leg, reaching, and then turn your eye gaze up and just slightly twist from the chest towards the sky. Full extension of the elbow. Go a little bit deeper if you can on that leg.
I'm there.
Keep going, you're doing it. Reach a little bit further.
Got my own twist on this.
And then we're going to turn ourselves towards that leg, allowing our bottoms just to gently fall behind. And then you're aiming to drop down into a hamstring stretch. This is a really nasty hamstring stretch. Toes to the sky, so roll onto a heel. If you can, catch the foot with your right hand and then drop down.
We'll pretend I did that.
You'll get your block. Lean into the block. That's it. Push the back of the knee down into the ground. So if you're holding onto your foot, you get a bit more of a twist and then open the shoulder blade. And then begin to just ease it off carefully. Bring your hands down in front of you, swing that leg behind. Come down onto your elbows. You take my top off because I keep slipping on it. Bring yourself into a plank on your elbows. And I want you to take your feet wide as your mat. Elbows. Okay, we're going to tap. Corner, back in. Corner, back in. So you're reaching the arm out. Again, those hips don't move. If they are, drop your knees. And you will feel your buttocks furrowing up a little bit more. So you're better off having a good technique. You get more out of your core if you're completely in control. Here we go. Let's do this. 8 more. You right?
No, you don't have to do both at the same time, we'll be fine.
3, 2, then hold your plank. Pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come up onto your hands. Walk your hands towards your feet. Lift your bottom up, bend your knees, and again, do a lovely stretch through the spine, pushing your heels to the floor. So downward facing dog position, but wide leg one. Most importantly, bend your knees to lift your bottom, melt your chest, push your arms into extension, then press your heels to the floor. Look forward. Take your left leg in between your hands, right leg onto forward fold. Relax the shoulders. Take hold of your elbows and take it your sway side to side. Then bring your hands down by your side. Straighten those legs. So we are going to bend the knees, hands to the ground. Step your left leg back behind. Sink down. So my knee is above the ankle, chest elevated, shoulders pulled back. That back leg, that left leg is extended. And as you breathe, melt your hips lower, but lift your chest higher. We move, we inhale, kick back, help head and chest melt down. Stay here, bring your fingers very slightly in, a couple of inches. And then as we bend back down, we come to the fingertips and we lift the chest. You could use the block for this. Then kick it back. So our back knee always is on the toes or the ball of the foot, and it always stays extended. Keep the yes, sir. Melt down, head and chest down, extend that front leg, and then bend and lift the chest to fingertips. Keep that back leg straight.
If it's possible, my right hand is even tighter than my left.
We're going to do one more of these.
I'm not going to sit in the chair.
Okay, so this time I'm just going to melt down, bend through the knees, sink the hips down, lift up. If you can, come up onto your thigh. That might be enough for you. Stay here and just feel that lengthening. Extend that back knee if you wish, raise your arms, but you want to create a straight line running from the fingertips to the back of the heel. You can stay here if you wish. You can stay here if you wish. Just hold that position. Breathe. 8 more seconds. 5, 4, straighten that back knee, sink your hips. And 1, hands down, pause there. Take that back foot in a few inches and then lengthen the front leg, make a triangle position through the legs. And let's drop down into that stretch. Hope you all did your last couple of weeks of homework.
Absolutely.
Good.
He says. A bit too quickly, I think.
A little bit deeper. Okay, we begin to free ourselves. So bend the knee, hands to the floor, take the leg back, plank. And let's go back to those taps out to the side. If you want to go a little bit funkier, you can do little jumps in and out. But please only do this if you don't have any low back problems. You're absolutely stabilizing the shoulders. Your core is working, your back's not working. Stay with your taps. You're down here, you've got that option again. Keep going. If you're jumping, you've got another 10 jumps or 10 taps. Then you pause your plank. Hips nice and low underneath. Pause your plank, hold. Drop down to your elbows and pulse your hips. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Hands under forehead, relax the body. Take your arms out straight, legs together. We lift up, we do 10 swim kicks, and then we drop it back down. Take one big breath at the bottom, lift back up, pause, 10 swim kicks, pause, and release. Inhale, exhale, lift, 10, and release. Remember, you can drop the arms and just do the legs on their own if you wish. Up again. Or if you wish, you can just do the arms. Mobilize those shoulders. We're going to do one more. Take a breath at the bottom. Lift up, reach. Let's double it. Let's go. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm going all over the place. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it. Head to one direction. So we slide our hands under our shoulders. Carefully push ourselves up. Take a little cat stretch to the top. You notice how nice I've been to you today?
Can I say, wonderful, that's because the shower's on.
Yeah, can't make anyone too
You've got nothing to
sweaty.
do.
Let's get a nice neutral spine. So now we're taking the left leg up and the right arm forward. Reach, pause, tuck the toes under that right foot if you need to. And exhale, curl it under. Inhale, reach away. Five more. Make sure when you're curving that spine, you're scooping the belly in, making use of every point of this exercise. So it's pointless.
I said you should use every point, otherwise it's pointless.
That's very true. Last one, lengthen and hold. Let's pose, squeeze it. Now reach, abs on, core on, elongate the body. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, drop it down. Quick curve. Push-ups this time with one leg out behind. Same leg, left leg goes behind, options to drop it down. Take your hands wider than your mats. You're making a triangle position. So your nose comes forward of your hands, and there's your triangle. Push it back up. Inhale. Exhale. You might want to do this on your knees. You might want to do this with more of a half plank position, but don't lose that triangular position through the arms. When I say triangle, your elbows always come slightly down behind your shoulders, so that your chest ends up to your hands and your nose is about 6 inches ahead of your fingers. That's a proper push-up position. Because not only are you working the chest, but you're working your lats down the sides of the back and the fronts of your shoulders. So you've got to, you get it right, you work all the correct muscles. But obviously, it makes it a lot harder doing it properly. Bad habits we'll get into. 6 more, let's do this, come on. 6, 5, 4, 3, oh, I forgot about the leg. 2, and 1. Drop the knee, roll it all the way up. So we're going to take the right leg out to side this time. Take it out, turn the toes out, hips square on. Slide your right arm down the inner thigh, as far as your side bend allows you to. Then the arm lifts up and overhead into that C curve. Turn the chest and the eye gaze up towards the sky. Lengthen out through the elbow, push the hips forward and twist the body.
I can do some of those.
Toes pointed to the floor. Well, I'm not doing a very good demonstration of that. My toes don't like pointed to the floor. Reach, reach, reach. Twist, twist, twist. So 2 more breaths, and then we turn towards that leg and drop down. Now dorsiflex, roll onto the heel, push your bottom back to give you that kind of freedom to drop down. If you can grab your foot with your hand, do so, and then drop down into that hamstring. And you'll feel nice open for the shoulder blade if you've got that rotation. Dropping, keep reaching, keep breathing. Okay, begin to release up. Walk your hands back. Get the knee behind. Drop down to your elbows. Take your feet as wide as your mat. And we're going back to that hand reach. So options for your knees. If you wish, if you're feeling like you're de-energized, keep it going. Just take it down a notch. It doesn't hurt to do that on days where you're feeling less energetic. Still going to be just as effective. Reach and in. Reach and in. 8, 7, 6. Reach further. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And 1. Pause in your plank. Lengthen out. Come up onto your hands. Pulse the hips. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down. Sit it back into child's pose. Bring yourself forward, forearms side by side. Tuck your toes. Plank. Okay, we're going to turn the tips of our feet. We're going to lift up and squeeze that shoulder blade behind. We're going to then curve it under. Lift it up for 1. Curve it under. Lift it up for 2. We're going to do 5 of these. 3. Hips up high. 4. 1 more. And 5. Spin around on the toes. Forearms side by side. Pause in the center. 10 little pulses in the hips. Not too fast. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the feet. Raise the arm. Hold here. Inhale, exhale. Fold it under for 1. Reach up. Squeeze that shoulder blade back. Squeeze. So I kind of made a fist like I'm punching underneath. Just 5.
Yep.
Hold it. Turn it. Center. 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going again. Let's do this. Turn, reach. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Let's go. Under we go. For 1. Doesn't matter which way you do. You're going to do both sides. And under for 2. Auntie's going to do extra. She's going too fast. And 3.
Do the next 2 really slowly.
4. 1 more lift to the sky. Turn. 10 pulses. Let's do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last time. We turn to the other way. We lift the arm, lift the hips, squeeze the shoulder blade. Let's punch under, look under, and reach for 1. 2. Squeeze your butt. 3, 4, and 5. Last time. Roll to the center. 10 pulses to finish off. 9, 8, 7, 6. Scoop that belly in. 4, 3, 2, and drop to the floor. Just take your arms slightly in front of you. And then lift your chest, pull your shoulders out back, and just stretch down the front of your abs. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then push your abdominals towards the floor. So you're ballooning them. Bend your left heel towards your bottom. Drop low, catch the foot, push the knees together, and push your thighs, hip bones and pelvis down into the ground as if you're, and then try and lift your kneecap off the ground. That's where you're going to find your stretch. Squeeze your butt. Release. Take your right arm out to a T and your left hand by your shoulder. Watch this. You're going to roll and then take that foot behind. So I'm stretching my back arm. So roll over, foot to the floor and turn your hips. Wonderful opening for the front of the shoulder. Yes?
It's like dislocating the shoulder.
Yeah, if you're prone to dislocation, please don't do this.
I'm prone to pain.
Huh?
I'm prone to pain, if that helps.
I think this is a wonderful stretch. It's right across that front deltoid. Shoulder, front shoulder. And then roll it back when you're ready. Take your right foot to your right butt cheek, grab hold of the foot. Again, push the hip bones and the pelvis down to the ground. Imagine trying to pull the knee off the floor, heel down to the bottom, knee squeeze, and buttock squeeze. You can make this actively harder just by squeezing everything in. And then we release, take the left arm out, right hand side of the shoulder. We're going to roll over to the side, take that foot back, and stretch the other way. Now you can wriggle your hand up and down a bit to get more of a stretch. a really lovely pain. Does that make sense?
That's like a contradiction.
Yeah, right.
That's like a
But
really nasty
exercise is a
problem.
contradiction. We do it to make our bodies feel better, but it ends up injuring us half the time. Except for Pilates, of course. Okay, roll back into the center. Oh. Hands under shoulders. Roll yourself up. Tuck your toes. Lift up into a downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the hips, lengthen the spine, melt the chest, then push your heels firmly down to the floor. We're going to take one deep breath in. You're going to look forward. You're going to take your right foot, step it forward, and then turn onto the lengthways of your mat. Take your feet a little bit wider if you can. Onto those fingertips, lift up, lengthen that into that tabletop position again. Back flat, shoulders back, chest elevated. Push your body weight. Bring your hands further towards the mat. Push your bottom further back. Onto fingertips. Now push your spine into extension. Pull your chest forward, shoulders back. Now push your legs straight. So as far as they're going.
Yep.
Come up onto your block and do it. That's better. Now push your hips away and straighten your knees. And then we're going to roll down to the floor. Enjoy this stretch. We're going to interlace our fingers behind the base of your spine and we're going to bring those arms up and over. As high as they will go. Come on, reach, 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 reach. Chest down. And then carefully release the hands to the floor. Turn back towards that right foot. Bending the knee. Look forward and step it forward into that forward fold. Where we started is where we end. So bend your knees enough to get your fingertips to the floor, lean into your hands and push those legs as straight as possible. Bend and extend. If you're really flexible, you can keep your hands close to your feet and just work there. Scoop the belly in, let the arms relax, and very slowly roll yourself up, stacking that spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. We always do a little shoulder roll. Stand tall on those feet. Open your arms. Inhale, raise those arms up. Interlace the fingers, take a full body stretch up. And then pivot from the hips, bow into flat back. Core on, come all the way back up. Give yourself a little clap. Thank you for coming in.
The shower's on.